Hello, everyone. It's unbelievable. It's August the 29th, Thursday, August 29th, and we got a bunch of stuff we're going to go through pretty quickly here. I thought we were maybe over the hump in regard to the disaster stuff that was, statewide, especially in the Eastern Panhandle, where it really got rough right off the get-go, and all down through, Pocahontas, Greenbrier County, and all on the eastern side of the state. It was tough, and then all of a sudden, it was affecting our northern Panhandle and different places in the central part of our state. And so we did a statewide emergency, for the entire state, and the net of the whole thing. Today I'm announcing there's 13 counties in West Virginia that have been designated as primary natural disaster areas, and 23 other counties designated as disaster areas because they border these 13 counties. And that's the way it always works, really and truly. If you're in a county that's designated, a disaster county, any bordering counties to that are eligible for benefits, but daggone, it's just whipped right around again. And, it hadn't rained forevermore in the last few days or several days. And then on top of that, if that isn't enough, it gets 95 degrees plus yesterday, and it's been really, really, really tough go on our farm families, and we're trying to help every way we possibly can. There'll be federal assistance, and we're trying to help on the state level. So, all I've got to say is thank you for all you do, all the hard work you do every day, and I pray that the blessings of rain will come from the good Lord, and for some reason right now they just haven't come, and so we'll keep our heads down and keep working. And again, our farmers are the backbone of our whole country in every single way, and we should always remember that. Okay, yesterday I was at the Business Summit, and we announced 3 brand new economic developments in West Virginia, and those projects are $219 million, creating more, hundreds of jobs and good paying jobs. We're really, really tickled to have been able to do that and everything. There was one, Babcock and Wilcox. It was, those folks are going to be in Mason County, and where they're going to be, making hydrogen out of coal. It's very, very neat project and everything. They're going to start out with a significant investment in West Virginia, and then that's going to grow, we think, and it could grow into something really substantial. There's even projections it could grow to $1 billion, commitment to West Virginia, which would be hundreds and hundreds of jobs, and all the jobs, with our coal miners, mining that great coal that would be going into the plant, and just lots and lots of good stuff happening right there. And we know the hydrogen situation, there's no point in me being able to talk about that. Really and truly, it's way over my head and everything, the technology and everything, but we know there's critics that are out there saying it won't work, it just won't work. And it may not. At the end of the day, it may not work. But really and truly, you got folks here willing to put in lots and lots and lots of money that have got a lot of, intelligence and everything, and they think it will. And I do know that that's going to bring more and more construction, more and more employment to West Virginia and everything. And I'm very, very, very hopeful that their technology is, pans out to be a winner. We also had Handcraft Services. Their vice president I've met before, but I met again yesterday after the meeting. We met in the green room, Ward Hackett and Goodman, $59 million that they're putting into this project in Berkeley County. And these are our linen cleaning group and everything. And I really believe their business will just continue to grow. And the last was kind of a celebrity that we all know on Shark Tank. His name, Kevin O'Leary, and their company Prime 6, and they make a manufacturing, wood logs and everything, that will last longer, and they're the premium of the premium. And those folks came on Shark Tank, and Kevin O'Leary partnered up with them, and lo and behold, they're coming. There's possibilities. I guess they're moving from Asia to West Virginia. It is unflat believable. And so in Upshur County, we're going to be manufacturing sustainable wood products and with Prime 6. And we've got, the little short part of the video and everything to show you and everything. We want to show you this because I think you'll enjoy Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful is coming to West Virginia, and it's just going to draw a whole lot more attention. I mean, there's so much of this that at the end of the day, people never gave us a look before, did they? They never gave us a look. And now, really and truly, they're looking at West Virginia and they're liking what they see, and they're on their way. They're coming, many, many. And so we want many, many more to come. So maybe, CJ, if you'll show that, please.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful here, and I want to talk about entrepreneurship in America. I want to talk about Shark Tank. I want to talk about West Virginia and how all of these came together in a wonderful way. This is Prime 6. This is the most sustainable fire log in the world and the best for grilling, and I love to cook. Yeah, I'm a chef. I fell in love with them on Shark Tank. It is the classic company that is the essence of entrepreneurship. Started from scratch. Ricky and her team built this thing up from practically nothing and ground through all the hard work it takes to grow. As they expanded, they needed to find a home, some place to build a business. That is what entrepreneurship is all about. And not all states are the same. I've been very vocal about this of late. One great place to do business is West Virginia. Why? Great leadership. Jim Justice is governor and the entire team there, I've met personally, I flew there myself, they get it. Why? They've run businesses, they've made payroll before, they know what it takes to do that. These are not politicians, these are leaders. They understand what really matters in a state is to grow it, to expand it, to diversify its business. So together with the great state of West Virginia and Prime 6, we're going into business together. Prime 6 is going to put $35 million in the ground, 75 new jobs, and expand into multiple products in West Virginia. I'm pretty proud of them. I just love working with the entire staff there. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, the entire team. Thank you, the state of West Virginia. And let me just say this that people should consider. All around the world, what's the #1 export out of West Virginia? It's the American dream. That's what it is. So congratulations to Prime 6. Congratulations to the entire team there. In West Virginia, you're kicking butt, and I just love it, and I want to be part of it. Take care, everybody.
I saw that video for the first time at the Business Summit yesterday. I know you had to enjoy that. I mean, is it not amazing? Is it not amazing that Kevin O'Leary, who a lot of people refer to as Mr. Wonderful, a real big-time business guy. Isn't it amazing when he says, West Virginia, you're kicking butt? I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. And so thanks, Kevin. And I've got to know you, over the last few months and everything. And surely all of our phone calls and meeting you here and everything right in my office, was really neat. I think he's a real deal. And so congratulations, Upshur County, and congratulations, Prime 6, and we'll go from there. Okay, last night, we went to Bluefield State. And I spoke there at their fundraiser and everything, and Bluefield State's doing some really neat stuff. We don't need to go through all the different stuff in the past, but right now what they're doing for the last 3 years, they've had a fundraiser. Basically to have a mining engineering program at Bluefield State in the southern part of West Virginia. And they had an incredible crowd. My gracious sakes alive, it was super packed. I had the First Lady with me and Baby Dog. And there's, those right there, and I think about this just saying, those guys and others that you can't see in that picture, those are the first class of mining engineers on the way, is starting now at Bluefield State. I mean, absolutely, I totally love it and everything. And so I congratulate all the people in that area, all the coal companies, all the different people that were there from the railroad and on and on and on, the NS, whatever it may be, CSX, all the different folks that were there in support to try to make this a reality, and they've done it. They've done it. Good stuff happening at Bluefield State, really, really good. You know, Bill Cole, you know, his brothers Charlie and on, you know, they do great work there as well and are very instrumental, and we should give them many, many, many thanks. Okay, our DOH is a third of the way. A third of the way, you know, with the $150 million of funding that they got, you know, 500 paving projects, 1,000 miles of roads to cover and everything. We're nearly a third of the way there on this phase right now. So we're absolutely doing exactly what we said we'd do. Roads to Prosperity was something else, but we've done so much more. So let's just keep it going. I mean, for crying out loud, we're getting known for the quality of how good our roads are. Are you kidding me? You know, it's great work by all the folks at DOH, and just keep doing that great work. Hatfields and McCoy's Trails, we celebrated a couple days ago a brand new Hatfield and McCoy's Trail for dirt bikes and e-bikes, and gosh dog, I don't know what's happened to this life, but boy, I tell you, it's gone by really quickly, and because there was a time that I would have been all over this and everything. It's just so neat. The largest dirt bike trails, you know, east of the Mississippi River. It's a real tribute to all the great work of Hatfields and McCoy's, Chelsea Ruby, what unbelievable work she's done. All of us trying to pull the rope together, and Kanawha County and our commissioners there, I salute them. They do great work. And, you know, President Lance, I love you. And Lance Wheeler, what a job you do. And so all that being said, you know, I just think, you know, whether our, you know, I just think we're doing really good work all across this state. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate what's going on in West Virginia. You know, here's another thing, you know, our Department of Corrections and everything. These guys, you know, the University of Charleston has kind of partnershiped with the Department of Corrections and said, you know, look, we'll give you 15 hours of free credit here and everything. You can come and get your classes and all that kind of stuff, but we'll give you 15 hours free. But now there's another component. There's another component to this where UC will evaluate the training and the service and the stuff you've already done and may be able to work with you to be able to give you credit for those hours. So lo and behold, what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of folks, you know, at our Department of Corrections and everything that are mounting up college credit hours that are going to make them be able to go into the workplace and get jobs at higher levels and do more and more goodness for them and their families. That's what it's all about. That's everything. That's exactly what it's all about. Kevin O'Leary, you know, like I said, I just saw it for the second time. He said, what is West Virginia's biggest exporter or whatever, or importer? The American dream. That's what this is about. You know, if we can help people do better, that's what the American dream is all about. So it's good stuff. Congratulations, University of Charleston, the corrections, you know, our corrections department and everything, and really good stuff. Great stuff. Gosh, it's football season. I mean, it's amazing. Good Lord, where's the summer gone? You know, but WVU and Marshall's season openers. Marshall's opening with Stony Brook University, and I hadn't seen that yet, but nevertheless, oh gosh, where do y'all come up with baby dog with a headset on? I guess she's announcing the game, but WVU is going to Penn State. Now, Marshall, we want you to take care of Stony Brook for sure. Now, daggone, you got to run over top of Stony Brook. And WVU, I know you've got a mountain that absolutely is exactly what we want in life. Go there and take care of the Nittany Lions. Absolutely, the mountain is right in front of you. Right in front of you. 12 o'clock, it'll be hot. I'll promise you it's going to be hot. But absolutely, come on. You can do it. And so, Neil, I know you've got them ready. And absolutely, you know, Coach Brown, take them to the top of the mountain. You can do it. I know you can. And nobody's going to be rooting for you more than I. And same with Marshall. And I hope to be able to see you on one game day before the season's over at both places. So God bless each and every one of you. All the best. And I know we're going to win. I know it in my heart. Okay, well, congratulations again to our First Lady on Communities and Schools Award. She just got a wonderful, well-deserved, an appreciation award, that was given at the osteopathic school in Lewisburg. But what a feat. What a feat has been accomplished, when you really boils right down to it. And you can't see the folks that were there. There's a giant crowd of people and everything. And it was really, really good. But really, if you just step back and say, Communities and Schools started 20 years ago. And for 13 years after it started, it never got beyond one county. And then along came Kathy. And absolutely right now, we're in all 55 counties. It involves, I think, about 115,000 kids. You have these site coordinators that are really there to be able to help the kid, with whatever the situation may be. It makes the classroom so much better. It's a help to all the teaching aspect. It's a help to the education process. It is absolutely unbelievable how we're touching lives and making things better. And I've said it, and I've said it, and I've said it. And Jim Justice does not tell you something that is absolutely a lie and not true. And here's what I've said. I've said of every program, and I haven't seen them all, you know that, but of every program that I've ever seen, and I'm in the schools a lot, I'm a coach, and I'm dadgum proud of it and everything. I'm in the schools a lot. I've never seen a program work like this one. I've never seen results like this one. It's great stuff. I congratulate Kathy and all the different people that have been involved with Kathy, but especially the site coordinators and the people that are at the front line. And they're there. They're there doing great stuff for our kids, and I don't see how it's any better. So just keep it up. Janice Harper is retiring, and I want to give her an incredible big hug in just a little while today. She's had 25 years of service at the Governor's Mansion, and she's done amazing work. She's stuck on every time I see her. She moves like the Energizer Bunny, and she's all over the place. And so, Janice, congratulations. Kathy and I absolutely thank you in every way, and you're an amazing, amazing, amazing help at the Governor's Mansion and all the different projects and everything that we do there. Thank you so much. And that's all I've got, guys, and we'll answer your questions.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now take questions from members of the media. First up today is Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with W News. Governor, my question came out of the interim legislative meetings on Tuesday. Dr. Persley talked about a piece of legislation which has been drafted with input from your office. It relates to the release of confidential child welfare info in the event of a childhood fatality, like we saw earlier this year with the case of Kennedy Miller. I was just wondering if you could talk about the specifics of that legislation and your thoughts on the need for it. Thank you, sir.
Well, my thoughts are just this. We've been working with the legislative staff and everything, and the net of what we're trying to accomplish. is make it as transparent as we possibly can in regard to what's happening with the child. You know, it is just that, you know, and that's what I always try in every way in the world to tell people, you know, but what we want to do is be as transparent as we possibly can. We're working with the legislative staff. You know, I hope we're going to be able to pull it off and everything, and it should be ready, you know, for the next session, and they can take it up and everything, and let's hope that we'll move the ball forward.
Charles, thank you. Next up is Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor and fellow reporters and staffers. Governor, I want to follow up on the economic development announcements. You know, that's 3 yesterday, and we've had in the last 2 years just a myriad of them. So I'm wondering, A, you know, what do you think the common thread is in landing all these companies? And B, are you concerned about those that fall through the cracks? We recently is not. So is that just the risk of doing business? And what are your thoughts on this?
Mark, I didn't get the B part of the question. I got the economic development part, but you know, it's what's the thread or fiber that makes it all happen, but I didn't get B.
Well, B is, what are your concerns about some of these falling through the cracks? We just found out that Pure Watercraft is not coming after all. Virgin Hyperloop pulled out. There have been some other hiccups in the road too. And so, you know, what's your confidence level that these three, yes?
Okay, Mark, I can take it from here. Okay, you know, I can tease with you and say, what's the fiber that makes it all happen? Now you're looking at it, you know, and but Mark, that's not true. That's really not true. I hope that I'm playing a pivotal role, but at the same time, there's lots and lots of people out there on the front lines, the economic development folks, you know, behind that, so many different people, all kinds of people in my office, all of our cabinet folks, and there's a lot of people that are pulling the rope to make these things happen. From the standpoint of the second part of your, and Mark, here's, I mean, let's be real. I don't know how you put it in better terms or an example of just this. Mark, the previous administration cut a ribbon in downtown Charleston on a Taco Bell. Now think about that, Mark. Think about Nucor and Berkshire Hathaway and now Prime 6 and on and on and on. Babcock and Wilcox and on, and the billions and billions and billions that are being invested in West Virginia. We've done it. We've done it. My dad would have said a long time ago, son, you've done it. You know, but with all that said, Mark, along the way, there are going to be casualties. We're never going to bat 100%, you know, or 1,000. We're not going to do that, Mark. You know, I mean, in all honesty, there could be somebody, where it be Pure Watercraft or whatever, fall through the cracks. But all you got to do is go to Mason County. Take your binoculars with you, because what's going on down there, the construction, you can't see it by the naked eye. You know, absolutely, Mark, it's all over the place. It's everywhere. And you know, really, I could say this is like Clark on Christmas vacation, working as hard as he did to finally get those lights working. And his dad put his arm around him and said, you know, on the third row up there, there's one row of those lights not twinkling, Clark. And he said to his dad, he said, you know, thanks for pointing that out, Dad. You know, we're going to never bat 100. This is business. This is absolute business. You take risk. And with risk, sometimes things fall through the cracks. And then what you have to do is continue moving north. Mark, we got so many good things going on. If we have 2 or 3 fall through the cracks, so what? So what? At the end of the day, really and truly, in the magnitude of all the good that's happening, just at the business summit right now, we announced 229 or 19 or whatever $1 million of projects going on. Mark, what did Hyperloop cost us? What did Hyperloop cost us when they decided, no, they're going somewhere else? Really, at the end of the day, it's minuscule. It is absolutely minuscule to what's really happening. So I appreciate the question and everything, but at the end of the day, lots of good stuff happening.
All right, thank you, Mark. Next up is Bethany Sargent with the Gazette-Mail.
Hey, Governor, Beth Sargent with the Gazette-Mail. By the way, Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite movies, so thank you for mentioning that. Hey, my question is about the announcement for Mason County yesterday at the Business Summit. Can you give me a little more details on that? Like, for example, where it's going to be located, if it's related to any proposed or existing businesses there in Mason County, which, as you alluded to, is seeing an incredible explosion in economic development. And are there any tax incentives in place to support it? And can you or someone from your administration, can you connect me with someone who can talk about the technology aspect?
Okay, Beth, I think I've got your question. You kind of just, I don't know why we're having such trouble with the audio, but we just, it's kind of just kicking in and out. But Beth, let me just say this. Mason County is drawing a lot of attention right now, and I don't know the specific site. I can tell you that what's been represented all the time to me is Mason County. You surely have the Ohio River right there, and that's hugely important. You got rail service as well, and all that works and everything. But here's what's really happening, Beth, is you're getting a play off of Nucor. You're getting a play that businesses, even if they're not related to Nucor, businesses are absolutely, looking and saying, well, wait a minute here. My gosh, I just heard that Nucor went to West Virginia. Well, where'd they go? And everything. And all of a sudden now, well, they went to Mason County. Well, it must be something really, really attractive about Mason County. Well, it's the Ohio River. And, and of course our DEP and everything works with everybody all across the state. All of our agencies are going to do that. And so the net of all that is just this, Beth, is, what I'm really hopeful for, I'm really hopeful that we mine so much coal that is off the chart and we pump it into that plant and their technology really works and makes us a better world in all kinds of different things. I know that they're a leader in regard to the hydrogen hub and everything like that. And so all I can tell you is, like I said earlier, I'm anything but an expert on the technology and everything. I understand people's skepticism and everything, but I can't take you any deeper in the weeds than that. We welcome them. They're going to be spending significant money in West Virginia. It could blossom into magnificent money. And so we welcome Babcock and Wilcox and hope for their great success. I think the entire state dollars that the economic development people awarded these people to as our share of stepping up was $10 million. So if they in fact spend 125 and we spend 10, yay for us, and smart stuff. And so let's just keep it going. The other thing, Beth, I'd tell you is today West Virginia competes with other states to attract businesses, don't we? We never competed before. We never tried to compete. We were convinced before that we should know our place, and our place is dead last now. Now it's not dead last, Beth, and now we're competing and we're winning a lot of times. So I hope you heard Mr. Wonderful talk about West Virginia. West Virginia, the winner, sounds good to me. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, thank you, Beth. Next up is Bob Aaron with WCHS.
Governor, I guess I was going to ask you the same question that you just answered. Apparently, you have optimism that there's going to be future investment by Babcock and Wilson beyond whatever they're talking about doing now, burning biomass or coal or whatever to produce hydrogen.
Gosh, CJ, tell me the question. I can't hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's let Bob try again. Bob, will you give it another spin?
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Better. Are you optimistic that Babcock and Wilson will do something further to develop that in Mason County? I understand it's supposed to be some kind of a procedure that burns biomass or coal or other materials to produce hydrogen. And the exact location doesn't seem to be too clear, but they apparently want to be near another project that's already a hydrogen producing project that's already planned for that area up there.
Bob, all I can say is just this. Our economic development folks vetted them. We are convinced that they're going to spend $125 million and our investment's going to be 10. At the end of the day, Bob, let's just play this out. At the end of the day, let's say we invest, we start with a small investment and it's cost the state, a few $1 million. And at the end of the day, somebody's going to fall through the cracks, just like what Mark was saying earlier. There's no question somebody will fall through the cracks. If we book 20 of them and 1 or 2 of them fall through the cracks and the other 18 or 19 are wildly successful, we're winning. We're winning, Mark. I mean, Bob, that's absolutely the way business works and the way that absolutely this state's got to compete. Now, we want to never, ever waste a penny, don't we? We don't want to do that. But in this world, the reality is just this. Bad things happen to people from time to time. And, so we're going to have some of that. Thank goodness we've had very little.
All right, thank you, Bob. Next up is Curtis Johnson with WSAZ.
Good afternoon, Governor. Thank you so much for taking my question. Governor, let me scoot back there a little bit. I apologize. Governor, you're a basketball coach, and we know someone who enjoys school athletics. Obviously, I'm sure, like so many others, you were heartbroken by the death of Cohen Craddock, who recently died from an incident involving football practice there at Madison Middle School. Thankfully, player deaths are rare, but when they occur, should some outside entity, in particular the WVSSAC, conduct an independent investigation into what happened? Right now, sources tell me that only happens at the local level.
Well, Curtis, I surely would not have any reluctancy to the SSAC doing an investigation. When a tragedy happens like that, and you're all right, I'm a basketball coach, and Curtis, I think you'll find this ever so true. If you were to ask my assistant coaches and everything, if for whatever reason I'm running late or whatever it may be, that I can't get to practice until a certain time or whatever like that, and we're having practice and everything, we run our kids and we run them pretty daggum hard at times and everything, because to be in real basketball shape, you got to really, really work at it and everything, and it's hard. And I tell our kids every day these things. Here's exactly what I say. I say, you're not running for the coaches, and you're not running for your teammates. You're running, and when we all won't get in shape on the same day, you're running for yourself and everything. Do the best you can do. And then when you're really out of gas and everything, walk. Because we can't all get there on the same day. That would be my message to coaches all over the place. As far as an investigation in this tragic death, absolutely. I would think investigate, because we sure as to goodness don't want to have something like this happen again. But with all that said, Curtis, I'd say just this too. If I'm going to be late or whatever like that, I always really try to do minimal, super minimal, hard exercise until I'm there. Because I know all across this nation every year there's, I don't know how many, but there's 30 or 40 or 50 or could even be more than that, tragedies just like this. And it happens. It happens when a kid is so out of gas that they just can't do anymore, but yet they try to do more to impress a coach or because a coach demands or absolutely to impress their teammates. And if you're not really watching and you're not on your toes and you see that child that's really struggling, having some kind of problem, if you don't come to their aid, big mistake. And I'm not insinuating that anything like that happened because I don't know the particulars any more than you. In fact, I don't probably know them as well as you, Curtis. But absolutely, if the SSAC would, do their own investigation or whomever it may be, I'm all in.
All right, thank you, Curtis. Next up is Brad McElhaney with West Virginia Metro News.
Hi, Governor. It's me, Mr. Vile. Hi. I just wanted to catch up and see how you're doing. How you been? How's my favorite dog of yours, Little Lily? Is there anything you want to say about the healthcare agreement with the Greenbrier employees? Sounds like everything has worked out all right and workers have coverage. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Thank you.
Brad, I hope you're doing well too. And did you say, your favorite friend, Lily? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
It's my favorite hunting dog of yours.
Oh,
Little Lily is not in the limelight quite as much, but want to know how Little Lily is doing.
Well, Brad, a couple years ago, Lily died, and she does have a puppy and everything that from time to time I refer to as Little Lily, and I hope that's who you're referring to. But Brad, I'm doing good, and Little Lily is doing good, and I miss her mom, Lily, more than you can imagine because she was a teetotally incredible bird dog, and from the standpoint of really what's going on at the Greenbrier with the healthcare and so on like this, I would say that we get absolutely just running with the winds, and we make an awful lot of assertions that dollars were taken from Edith and not turned in, to the healthcare fund and everything, and they're so false it's off the chart, and so the healthcare is absolutely intact, and so the worst of the whole thing from my standpoint, Brad, is not, it's not taking the crap on my side. The problem is just this, is the worries of the employees. These are good people, and we really, Dale Mann, who is in charge of all the bellmen and everybody out front, he walked across, I came in the other day and parked, I don't know if it's at the business summit or whenever. He walked across, a pretty good little ways there and everything. And, it's really hot. and everything, and he walked up to me and he said, all I want to say to you is one thing. I love you. That's all I want to say, you know, and I mean, he's a really good man. And I've said many, many times, you know, how much I surely care about Dale Mann, but we care about all those folks like that. And I hate like crazy. I absolutely hate like crazy to see things happen like Beltway. Beltway came out of the no man's land, and I'll never, ever, ever believe in my life that it wasn't 100% political, because it makes no sense. It made no sense in the world. We had J.P. Morgan paid down $9.4 million, and they sold the note significantly less than that, I think. You know, I don't know that for sure, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, how can we make any sense out of this that J.P. Morgan didn't call us? 14 years, 14 blooming years, you know, and they didn't even call us. Well, how does it make any sense that we paid them in excess of $1 million in June and paying down the note and doing exactly the things that we had already had in place and didn't even call us? How does that make sense? How does it make sense that possibly, just possibly, you know, we had, you know, that Beltway may have even played less? Why didn't they call Carter Bank? It makes no sense at all. Absolutely, it just doesn't make any sense except one thing, and that is 14 years of doing, I didn't announce that I'm running for the U.S. Senate and then win the primary when it's an absolute guarantee that I'm going right in there. You know, Brad, that one came so out of left field, it was unbelievable, and that one was really hard. I mean, really, really, really hard. And it's cost big money really hard. And so Brad, you know, as far as our employees, for crying out loud, I hate to stress, and surely to goodness I hate, the union coming out and, you know, sending out a letter basically saying that we had withheld, you know, Toby Need's money. It was completely false and everything, but I'm glad we got it where we put it to bed, and you know, so we go forward and everything. And I guess when you're a governor or a senatorial candidate and you've got all kinds of businesses, and Brad, I'd be first to say, I really would. You know, we've always gotten along great, and it just seemed like, you know, that there was just lots and lots and lots of bad. Well, it's never bad. It's never good. There's no way, you know, and all I want it to be is right and fair. And when we do bad and everything, yeah, I mean, I love it. You know, I don't love it, but it's correct to pile on, you know, but it can't be bad. It's got to be at least, you know, bad, good, whatever. But and the other thing, Brad, is, you know, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you asked a question. I hope you're genuinely concerned about all of us, and I promise you that I try to always be concerned about everybody, and let's just keep doing good work. Try to do good work everywhere. But I promise you, at the end of the day, what I've tried to do, and don't anybody ever forget this. You know, if I had chosen not to be a senatorial candidate, I'd chosen not to be your governor, and I had all the time to spend with our businesses, just maybe some of this stuff along the way that has happened wouldn't have happened. And on top of all that, I mean, Jay and Jill do a great job and everything else, you know, but I can truly tell you that I love being your governor, and I've tried with everything in me to do the very best that I possibly can, you know, so that's what we're going to continue to do. And the last, I've kind of rambled on here because I wanted to say one last thing. Brad, nobody in the world will deny that from the standpoint that our businesses, we've been through a little rough road, but our businesses are going to be just fine. Nobody will deny the fact that the road's been pretty daggone rough. But I hope that everyone will agree that along the rough road, would we not be so much better, to be able to some way get through the rough road and battle through the rough road versus just throwing our hands up and saying, it's okay. Just let those 2,000 people go and close the Greenbrier or whatever, do this or whatever you want to do. It's okay. What's not okay? And so we try. We've tried really, really, really hard, and we're going to continue to do that. Everything's good in the neighborhood. We move forward.
Okay, Brad, thank you. Governor, back to you.
Again, thanks everybody that, I've always really tried really, really hard. I want a great relationship. I'm very respectful to all the media and everything. I want a great relationship with everybody, and let's try to keep it going and keep doing good stuff for West Virginia. For God's sakes, a living. At the end of the day, it's all simply about Toby and Edith to me. Let's get a significant more tax cut. As far as the special session, we're ready to go. We're ready. We've been ready to go. We continue to be ready to go. We've got to get the legislature and all of us agree. Let's go. Let's do it. We just, it's hard to get a lot of people's schedules together, I guess, summer and all that. Maybe we can get it done real quick. Thank you all so much.